Healing is spiritual as a source, and we use this spiritual weapons that we've been given to set captives free from the oppression of the devil. And when we heal the sick, we view them as oppressed prisoners of war. If someone has got cancer in their body, or they have Parkinson's disease, or whatever, what are they? They have become oppressed prisoners of war. They've been taken captive in their body and put in a prison of sorts, and the release from this prison for these captives is a spiritual solution, and it is spiritual because its origin is of the Spirit of God. All right? So that's why when we speak, Jesus said, my words are spirit and they are life. When he said, be healed, that's the command that was issued, and everything bows to his command. All right? So healing is releasing people from a spiritual oppression that manifests in their body. Okay, this is authority. Healing is all about authority, and I think the next question, I was going to cover that coming up. So 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 5, let's jump here. We're still answering the question, why is healing a spiritual battle? Because sickness and disease is spiritual in nature, and also healing is spiritual in nature. You cannot fight the spiritual things with weapons of the flesh. That's what Paul gets into here. 2 Corinthians 10, verse 3, for though we walk in the flesh, we're not waging war according to the flesh. Here's this fight thing brought up again. It's quite prevalent in the New Testament. You're a son who is with a soldier's mindset, who is waging a battle with the spirit and truth and life of God, that hell could be made of no effect in the earth. And the corresponding result is that you're liberating prisoners and training people to come into maturity, the same maturity as Christ. Though we walk in the flesh, we are not waging war. So we are waging a war, but it's not a war of the flesh, according to the flesh. Verse 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. So why is healing a spiritual battle? Because we have divine power to destroy strongholds. All right? So spiritual power, let's answer the question. The power of God is spiritual because it is spiritual in nature. It is spiritual power. Verse 5, we destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. So even speaking of this warfare that we're raging and that we're waging, Paul clarifies how we are waging it. Are we out there waving banners and against the devil and blowing shofars to bring his power out of the heavens, or going to the highest place in our town and commanding him to do this or that? No. How are we going to begin to win a spiritual war? Paul says it plainly, verse 5. The spiritual war we are waging are arguments and opinions that have been set up in the minds of men that blinds them to the truth. That's why this is a spiritual battle. Because the sphere of this battle is your mind. See, the sphere, or the place of the theater of war, we could even say, is in your mind. Because whether you are able to win over sickness and disease, which is spiritual in nature, is determined by what has set itself up in your mind. Now, Paul says that opinions and arguments that are against the truth are strongholds. They are strongholds that must be destroyed. How do we destroy them? We have divine power, spiritual power to destroy strongholds. How do we utilize this spiritual power to destroy strongholds in men's minds that manifest themselves as opinions and arguments against the truth